we crossed the finish line, all of us.
And the mighty Titans will finish off the pitch. Hi, Sharks. I'm Lupe Valenzuela with CPOC. I am the Strategic Planning Analyst.
And I'm Juan Palomino, and Software Engineering Consultant.
And together, we are
the Mighty Titans.
Today, we are here to share the next fundraising idea for Valleywise. Viva Muertos.
Viva!
Híjole. We're going to increase millennial giving through innovation, community building, and the arts through an alternative platform.
So we'll quickly recap the challenge and breeze through some of the research that we've done. I'm sure by this point in the day, you all are experts on millennial giving. So the challenge as we understood it when aligning with the Valleywise mission is we needed to remember that the health of a city isn't just the individual body. It's an expression of the environments we're in. A healthy, vibrant cultural community is so important. This is a quote from one of our mentors. So, go ahead, next slide. We want to go ahead and share some fundraising goals with y'all.
Yes. Woo! Yeah, I know you guys see that big figure. So our fundraising goal is $100,000. However, there's a total possible revenue of $1 million. Yes, you heard it right. $1 million with a possible reach of 500 donors. And we will get to these details soon.
All right, real quick. Millennials, 25 to 40 years old. 84% of them give. Small gifts, up to about $100. On average, $481. That gets us to our price point of $100. So each time a millennial gives, they give about $100 to a nonprofit. Some of the blockers to donating, we talked earlier about removing some blockers, right? Some of those blockers are non-responsive websites and out-of-date websites themselves. So to describe alternative giving is something that millennials are willing to explore because it's easier. In December 2017, the term alternative giving was coined when a philanthropist, anonymous, by the name of Pine, donated $55 million in cryptocurrency to 60 different charitable organizations. Since then, organizations like Coinbase, BitPay, and the Giving Block have continued this tradition with giving to the University of Alabama, the American Cancer Society, organizations like the Salvation Army, hundreds and hundreds of other nonprofits who are benefiting from alternative giving.
So how does this tie to millennials and cryptocurrency? 2 out of 3 millennials see crypto as an attractive asset. They also see it as a long-term investment that they could use to retire very early. And 43% of those millennials are more confident in cryptocurrency than the stock market. So drum roll. Today, we are here to talk about the next fundraising idea for Valleywise, Viva Muertos. It will be an NFT drop through Valleywise, and we're going to have 10,000 unique hand-drawn pieces of art. We will talk a little bit more right now, but yes.
My notes at this point say to pause for effect. So let's break this down really quick. What's an NFT? Just for a quick temperature check in the room, how many people are familiar with or have heard of NFTs before? Awesome. This is about the average. So an NFTs, non-fungible tokens. They're tokens that you can't just replace with something else. My dollar bill is fungible. If I give you a dollar bill and you give me back 4 quarters, we're even. Next slide. Showing some examples of what it is to understand what an NFT is. The Mona Lisa is non-fungible. You can go to the Louvre, take a picture of the Mona Lisa, and have a picture that you print out and put up in your hallway at home, but that is not the Mona Lisa, and everybody knows. So some of the other examples of NFTs have been CryptoKitties and other sorts of characters. And the place that this comes from is the millennial habit of collectibles. I don't know if it was the Pokemon cards, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the Pogs, but we grew up collecting things. We love to associate our identity with the things that we can put up on a mantle. Next. These are examples of other successful NFT drops that you see in a secondary market called OpenSea. So if you can kind of zero in on some of these, this is an auction marketplace. It's a place where people can go to purchase these NFTs, these pieces of artwork from other owners. So some of the prices, they're listed in ETH. You see prices like 36 ETH, 1.5 ETH, 1.8 ETH, 40 ETH. And ETH is a cryptocurrency that you use to pay for these artworks. It's what allows the ledger that exists in public for everybody to see. So what does that mean? That just means that when you see the price in ETH, you multiply it by the current state, and that's what you get as your total price. So how are we going to make 10,000 pieces of unique, I'm about to, 10,000 pieces of unique artwork? Well, we got to break down the anatomy of what a muerto is. These are the characters that we're going to be making into tradable, collectible, unique pieces of art that resonate on a personal level with the millennials in Arizona and throughout the country. So if you break down a muerto, the sum of its parts are its hat, its eyes, its mouth, its chest, and any accessories that are in the scene. So we are going to commission 11 hats, 5 eyes, 5 mouths, 11 articles of clothing, and 5 accessories. When combined, they make a total possible combination of over 15,000 unique pieces of artwork. How we're going to get this is...
That's a great question, Juan. Thank you. That's a perfect segue. Thank you. So how are we going to get these 10,000 plus unique hand-drawn pieces of art? So we have actually met with a local artist, La Locota, who has done murals across Arizona, but also nationwide. He has agreed to actually work with us already and paint these individual pieces that we shared for us. He was actually inspired back when he came from Mexico in the 80s, and his art, when you look at muertos, you're probably thinking, muertos, what is that? In the Hispanic culture, it really represents like the living. It's celebrating the living, not the dead. And for us, when you really think about it, when you take off all the skin, we're all the same. Underneath, we have the same skeleton body. And so that's why we wanted to talk about this and really pitch it as Viva los Muertos, especially with Hispanic Heritage Month right now, but also Dia de los Muertos. Yes, I saw that clap. And also Dia de los Muertos coming up starting at the midnight October 31st all the way to November 2nd.
So back to our fundraising. 10,000 digital pieces of art sold at $100 a piece would amount to $1 million. If we have a 10% success rate, we will raise $100,000. Go ahead. So we talked a little bit about cryptocurrency, how the adoption is going to move forward. For our purposes today, we're talking about ETH. ETH is a network that NFTs are going to be minted on. That's all you really need to know. Next slide. The flow of the funds. I know that there's some finance people in the room, so we want to explain this to let you know that we've thought it through, but not in so much detail that you will fall asleep during the presentation. Step 1, whoever is purchasing the NFT either has cash or ETH already in their wallet. They will use that wallet and visit vivamuertos.com, which we already own, and they will exchange for their NFT. Then, through a vendor, which we agree with the Valleywise Health Foundation, we will convert that ETH into the local currency. So there will be no holding on to cryptocurrencies. There will be no investing. We're not playing a pump and dump scheme for Valleywise. This is simply opening up an avenue that over 220 million early adopters are using every single day. After that, it's converted into cash, and they're put in the coffers.
Perfect. So here we're just giving you a little slide. If we were to sell 10% of our NFTs, we would make 100,000. But if we were to sell all 100% with everybody here in the room, $1 million. What does that roadmap look like, Juan? Please explain.
Oh, it looks so good. So week 1, we're going to go ahead and assign roles to other mentees. We're going to commission the art. We already have a commitment from La Locota that if we're chosen today, he's expecting a call from us with a yay or nay, and if it's a yay, he's going to start on Monday. So on Monday, we will open up our Discord server. This is the one of the biggest parts of our presentation, is opening up a Discord server where we allow millennials to commune with each other and to be where they're at. Some of us like playing yard games. Some of us like going to bars. Some of us like hiking. But all of us love our cell phones. This is where Discord lives. So through weeks 2, 3, 4, and 5, we'll begin social posts and influencer marketing for Viva los Muertos. We will begin raffles and social media contests, which feature Muertos as prizes, so the artwork becomes the prizes itself. And because he is hand-making these pieces of art, some of the NFTs, the rarer ones, will come with an actual physical piece of art that the donors will receive. So this is the Discord community, and the sizes of them, you can see, if we can go back. So we're talking about 42,000 members, 18,000 members, 133,000 members, 9,000 members. These are not cherry-picked. This is the average for an NFT community. This is what people rally around to tell each other what's going on, to commune. Now, we're going to take this community to a whole nother level. We're going to add some depth and weight to our Discord server for our NFT drop. Our Discord server is going to be somewhere where Valleywise professionals can be to share some of the resources for mental health, some of the things that millennials can get active with and volunteering. So in the future, you know, one of the things that we felt we could have benefited a lot was a common space for all of us emerging leaders to post what we're doing, share what's going on, be a soundboard for each other. And we hope that this Discord community can be that for emerging leaders in the future. A place where we can all go to safely share ideas, motivate each other, and come up with the tactics that will help Valleywise Health Foundation enter the new era of alternative giving.
So we would have two teams, the logistic and development team that is led by Juan, that will help with web design, coding, graphic design. He is actually a coder, so you're probably thinking in the back end, how is he going to create the algorithm? Boom! Marketing and outreach will be led by me, helping with the NFT drop, the community engagement, and increasing that visibility across social media. All our proceeds and sales will actually go to, from Viva los Muertos, will go to support our family learning centers and behavioral health programs at Valleywise Foundation. Both, like Juan and I, were actually first generation, so we wanted to really pick a cause that supported us growing up. So this is why we felt really close to this pillar. Thank you.
All right, let's open it up to a couple of questions for this very enthusiastic team.
Congratulations, guys. That was an awesome presentation and so much energy. How much of your friends do you know also currently invest in Bitcoin? So were you really asking your own peers on who would be doing it?
Sure. I mean, it's probably easier for me to sit here and tell you who doesn't do Bitcoin or who doesn't do crypto than, yeah, most of my friends do. Now, I might be a skewed statistic because I'm an engineer, and I know a lot of engineers, and they happen to be early adopters. But overwhelmingly, this is something where if you're not actively participating in it, you have plans to get actively participated in. We think this will be something that gets those on-off people on the boat.
Same, I work in IT, and that is actually a constant conversation that we have in a platform that we call Smack Talk, and that's always how we're learning the ins and outs of what's happening, and so that's a big thing in our team.
You guys are awesome. That was great. I love the creativity, obviously, the modern approach. You're meeting that generation kind of where they're at least where their head's at. I think this is a really cool way to kind of open that up. I haven't seen it done like this before, so that's super cool. I love the cultural heritage, too. You touched on it. I would just maybe give you a couple minutes to elaborate maybe how you keep them engaged in this. I think it's through the Discord communities, things like that. That's a really compelling component, so I just maybe give a little bit more time to describe.
Yes, so we want to share it on social media, whether it's through Twitter, Instagram. We do want to create a blog, so for those individuals that don't understand cryptocurrencies or how to get involved, there is already a couple blogs that exist out there, and so we would actually build on that to share, hey, maybe you haven't learned about it or heard about it, but let's show you how you can get involved and own the next Mona Lisa, but digital. And so we would use those platforms like Facebook. Valleywise has their own platforms, and since we already own our own domain, I think there's some things that we could do on our own as well through blogs and Facebook and advertisement. And I don't know, Juan, if you want to add to it.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I think the game plan here is to hit the ground running and start providing resources immediately. Is make our name loud and clear and why we're here. You know, Mr. Goodman, you spoke earlier about being a B Corp, right? Like that's why we're here. We're here to benefit others. So right off the bat, you don't have to buy a Muerto to join the Discord. We don't want to create more barriers for people. We want to open up avenues. So you don't have to make a single purchase to be in the group. You can still come in and get resources. You can still come in and be connected to others in your community who are like-minded and trying to accomplish the same goals.
You went through the budget so quickly, and you did offer us to come back. So if this, how much do you recover the cost if this is a swing and a miss?
At 101 purchases, we become revenue positive.
Also, I like how you threw shade on the other groups with the hiking and the games and the going to bars. Well played.
We're all one team.
All right, that was awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
You're really filling my hands. So now I'm going to ask the Sharks to grab your packets, and we'll take you back into the back room and have some discussions on come back out and announce our winner.
And the winning cohort is the Mighty Titans.
Viva Muertos!
Let's get to work.
Thank you guys, and we look forward to just starting to work on this project. We'll see everybody on Monday at 8 a.m. to get working on this project. And then, wait, we have one thing that we're going to play. You want to play the song? Yeah. So this was supposed to be on our presentation, but we decided just because of time, we wanted to hold it back. But we wanted you guys to join us to be a little poco loco and get on this cause.
Thank you so much, everybody.
So
John,
if I
everybody, thank you
if
so
I
much
could
for
make a
that.
quick comment, just
Yeah.
kind of behalf of the judge, and actually Adam was supposed to get up and reveal the winner in his overcoat. I'm kidding. You don't want that. You know, the consensus going back and talking and like listen to everybody's, you know, passion and spirit behind this is like the way we understand is like everybody comes together to work on this stuff, which I think is super cool. But there's absolutely elements of like what all the groups were doing to be combined with this. The art that's going to be created, I know it's digital, but imagine getting together at the Churchill to experience that and bring the artists together and that kind of stuff. So hopefully your visions of what you want to do doesn't get lost in going to work on one thing, but you bring all that together. But super inspiring. This was fun.
All righty, so it's dismissal time.